Hi, I'm Eric Roden.
And I'm Ray McCormack, and we're the publishers and editors of Urban Firefighter Magazine.
We'd like to welcome you to this segment of Fire Engineering's Training Minutes filmed at FDIC 2011 Hands-On Training Program.
These training minutes are based on the Urban Essentials Hot Class, the largest hot class at FDIC. Come visit us at urbanfirefighter.com.
Hi, welcome to Training Minutes. My name is Rex Morris. I'm a captain in the New York City Fire Department, and I'm going to talk about doors that swing in, forcing them conventionally with the irons, which is your axe and your Halligan. Okay, you see we have these dressed up together. We keep these together like this so that we have them when we need them. First thing you're going to do is size up your door. We got to the door here. This is actually a door prop, but it is set up with a metal portion, so we're going to say that this is a metal door. We know the door swings in. We're going to size it up and take a look at what is on this door. We're going to count how many lock cylinders we have. We're going to, check the door to make sure it's not unlocked. So I'm going to do that right off the bat, check it. This door is locked, so we're going to have to force it. When you force with the irons, generally it's going to be in a fire situation. I like going with the irons because it's quick and reliable. We're not really worried about damage here, so we're going to go right into this. So again, we sized it up. What I want to do is I want to shock load this door right off the bat. What I mean by that is I'm going to take my Halligan, put my palm right here on the adze end. I'm basically going to use it like a battering ram and give it a good shot right on the door. When I do that, I'm going to hit it right near the knob and key, and I'm going to hit it also high, and I'm also going to hit it low. I do this for a few reasons. I'm going to hit it right on the lock first to weaken that lock and push the door back a little bit. This is going to help me for my next step. But I also hit it high and hit it low to make sure there's not other locks up there I might have missed, or maybe a slide bolt or another mechanism that might be securing this door. So once I give it my 3 shots, I'm going to go into my 3 steps, which is gap, set, and force. The first step is the gap. Now, where to start the tool? I always like starting it near the knob and key, because that lock is almost always locked. Because a lot of times that's a slam lock, someone runs out of their apartment, there's a fire, the door shuts, that lock is secured. The additional locks up above, it's hit or miss. There might not even be a lock there anymore. So I'm going to start in the vicinity of my knob and key, and I'm going to start 6 inches above or 6 inches below. Reason why is if you go right on the lock initially, and you're trying to drive this tool through, the lock is going to stop your tool. So you want to start 6 inches above or below. So I'm going to come up. I already shock loaded it. Now I'm going to gap the door with my adze end. This is your adze end. What you do, you bring your adze end in right here. I'm going to go 6 inches above the lock. You drive it in between the door stop and the door, and you're going to give it a good push up, and you're going to give it a good push down. Now this is going to gap your door. It's going to allow for your next step, which is to set. You're going to set the fork. So I just gapped it. Now I'm going to come up. You want to be between the door and the tool. So I'm going to come here, put my shoulder right on the door. I'm going to place my fork end with the bevel, okay, the bevel to the door. So I'm going to drive this in a little bit, and I'm going to push the tool away from me. I want to feel for that springiness, all right? If I go too far, the tool pops out. If I don't go far enough, as I drive this in, the tool's going to get buried in the door jamb. So, again, I'm going to put the tool in between the doorstop and the door, push away, and when I feel that springiness, I know I'm at the edge of the door, I'm in the right spot. I'm in the right spot now. I'm going to have my can man hit this tool when I tell him to, and as he hits the tool, I'm putting steady pressure on this tool to straighten it out so that it'll make it around the inside of the door jamb. As he hits it, I'm straightening the tool out so it can make that turn. And when the tool is set, it's going to be sticking straight out from the door at a 90-degree angle, and it'll be driven in up to this arch. This is called the arch of the fork. It's like a depth gauge. Now I know it's wrapped around the inside frame. All right, so we set this tool. It's sticking out 90 degrees. My final step is to force. So at that point, I'm probably going to come around this side of the tool, and I'm going to push this tool as hard as I could into the door. You want to shock load the door because what's securing this is metal. Okay, you want it to break or shear. If you go slow with this, metal's going to want to bend and stretch. I want to break everything. So as I give this a good push, I'm giving everything I got right in to the door like that. If it's a very tight door, I might get the can man with me and we'll push together. So let's say I forced this, but I didn't get it. Okay, this has some good locks. My next step is to put the adze back in. But this time the adze is going between the door and around the other side of the door frame. So basically, it's going to be right in this area. It's going to be wrapped around the inside of the door frame. And now, me and the can man, we're going to, with a motion together, we're going to start rocking this tool, okay? If that doesn't get it, okay, now you always have to have a backup plan. If that doesn't get it, now the lock is exposed. In the beginning, I said don't go on the lock. Now you want to go on the lock because everything's compromised, the lock's exposed. Now I'm going to put this tool right on that lock. I'm going to have that can man drive this fork in and break that lock right off. The door swings open. Very important, when the door swings open, the guy with the irons, you got to hit the deck, grab that door, and shut it. Okay, you got to control that door. So it should just be a fluid motion. As soon as this thing pops, ironsmate gets down, hits the deck, and pulls the door shut, and now you could, proceed from there. Make sure you try the door. I'm going to shock load it. I'm going to gap it. Well, give me a hit. Okay, good, good. One more time. Good, good. Okay, so now I'm going to set my fork. Feel for that spring that I was talking about. Okay, hit, 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 hit. Okay, keep going. Hit, 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 hit. Okay, tool is set. The arch is in line with the door. This thing's ready to be forced. Okay, so as soon as the door is forced, you want to gain control of it. Hit, hit, hit. All right. Okay. Drive that in. Give that a shot. Good. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's go together. Let's go together. Ready? 1, 2, 3. That's one. Now, as you can see, we had to go to plan B, which is the adze end. We eventually got that, but if we had additional problems, what I could have done is taken the adze end out, put the fork end right on the lock now at this point, and driven this lock right off the door. Get it right out of the way. And that's it. And you saw, as soon as that door went, guy with the irons is right there anyway. Get down, control the door. All right, so we're doing plan B. Plan B isn't working, so we're going to go to plan C, which is to place the fork end directly on the lock, and we're going to drive it right off the door. When I do that, I am going to keep my foot at the bottom of the door to put tension on the door so it doesn't bounce too much to help with the lock to break. Ready, Paul? All right, so now I'm right on the lock. Hit it. Hit it. And secure the door. So as you can see, there's a lot involved with conventional forcible entry. Probably the trickiest part is setting your fork. That has the most technique to it. Okay, that would be the second step. Gap, set, force. The setting of the fork is the hardest thing to learn. There could be multiple locks on here. If you have more than one lock, you may opt to go in between them. If they're very spread apart, you know, more than 12 inches, you should stay closer to one or the other because you don't want the middle of the door just to bend. If that happens, you won't get either lock. I'm Rex Morris. Thank you for watching Training Minutes. Hit. Let's see right here. Do you have longer screws?